Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Dive. Daniel here. Alright, so we are back with Ash versus the Land of Talisman, our casual Let's Play of Talisman. And we are now in the Timescape zone. So Ash has decided that he wants to try to get back to that dingy old cabin where he has decapitated his girlfriend with a shovel. I don't know why he wants to go back there. I think if I were Ash right now, I would stay in the Land of Talisman. I wish I could teleport myself and family and friends into this land and maybe just kind of, kick back at the tavern and build a nice little home in the woods or something. Escape this world, right? But anyways, one of the other things that I've been doing recently to try to take my mind off of things is drinking more. It's not like that. I'm not drinking a lot, but this afternoon, I am enjoying my new favorite cheap rye, and that is the Jack Daniel's rye. It is delicious, and it's under $20. I think you can usually find it for maybe even under 18. But it's got a really bold flavor and a very pleasant nose. I keep smelling bubblegum when I smell this. It's really odd. It's a really odd smelling rye, but I love it. It's very, very good. And it is also cheap, which I love cheap whiskey. Or I love inexpensive whiskey. And there's no reason, if you want to get into whiskey, there's no reason why you have to spend a lot of money. There is so much good whiskey that is affordable out there. But anyways, we are in the Timescape zone here. Now, in Timescape, movement should be still more random because you are being thrust about and pulled and pushed and just all around these different pocket dimensions and universes and different types of planets and weird alien lands. And so we are still going to roll for movement according to the rules. However, every time we do take a movement, we are going to discard one of our movement cards. Additionally, the events in our adversary deck, which we have one skull on our doom track, those do not impact any of the additional boards. So we put that on hold for now. And we just focus on the Timescape board. So we come on the Timescape and we come into the Warp Gate. This is where all adventures in the Timescape start. And so we want to move there because there's nothing we can do in the Warp Gate. So I will discard a 2 to take a movement. And so we will roll the d6 and we will see where we end up. A 1. All right, so we have to travel along the red path here. And here we are, we go to limbo. It looks like all these people throughout time are stuck in here. We have some knights and it looks like almost like a Doctor Who looking guy, a space marine. So we are in limbo. Ash is falling through time and space. He lands in the limbo dimension and now we have to draw a Timescape card. So let's see. So all of this art was done by Gary Chalk. And we find an Astral Hound with a strength of 6. Fight 1 combat against this enemy. If you lose 1 life and a strength. Ah, holy crap. All right, well, that sucks. That's rough. Lose a life and a strength. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and play my 6 for my strength. And so that brings us up to, if you remember here, we have our strength is 4, so that brings us up to 10. And then we have 11, 12, 13, 14 because of our man-at-arms and our chain sword. So as long as he doesn't roll a 6, we're going to be okay. So let's see here. He has a strength of 6 and he rolls a 4, a 10. Okay, so we demolish the Astral Hound. I'm going to take that card as a trophy. And we now have 8 points of trophies to spend. So we have our strength of 6 and our strength of 2. I am going to go ahead and spend those. That leaves a remainder of 1, but we're going to lose that remainder. So I'm going to upgrade my strength to 5. So I'm going to substitute the 4 small cones for the 1 big cone. So if anybody's wondering, these cones, they came from the 3rd edition of Talisman, and they're pretty cool because they stack. So I like to use them for different games, just different counters. They're nice little counters. Okay, so we don't add anything to the Doom track because we're in Timescape land. And so now let's see where we go again. All right, so I have to discard a card for movement. I'm going to go ahead and discard my 3. And we are moving the green line. So we follow this path here and we land in Planetfall. We are descending through the atmosphere onto this strange planet here. We have to draw 2 Timescape cards. Let's see what befalls our hero here. All right, so we have to do these in order of 1 through 4 here. So we have a Dimensional Rift. Draw 1 card from the Adventure cards deck. So now we have to draw a regular Talisman card because something has been pulled through this Dimensional Rift. And let's see here. I just put those in the discard. Sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle this card because I think I put some stuff in the back here that I should not have. Kind of hard to shuffle these decks because they are all different sizes and they're not the highest quality cards here. So, all right. So now we are drawing from the back here. And what do we find? Taxation. All right, roll 1 die to see this tax collector got sucked through a dimensional portal, dimensional rift. That is hilarious. So let's see what happens here on this space tax collection. 6. Roll 1 die to see who as a tax of gold has been levied on. All right, and that was in the middle region, so nothing. Those with no gold are exempted. The tax is then lifted to the discard pile. All right, so this guy goes away. And now we have to go on to our second card here, and it is the Time Travelers. Oh, look at that, it's like Sherlock Holmes or somebody. All right, the Time Travelers offer you a ride to the Space Fortress immediately. Yeah, let's take that. Let's go to the Space Fortress. Who knows what's going to happen there? All right, so we're going to go to the Space Fortress. And Space Fortress, we have to see the Timescape data sheet. So what do we find at the Space Fortress? Space Fortress, you may visit one of the following. The Robodock, heal up to your starting quota of lives. Okay, we don't need to heal. We can visit the Rogue Trader. You may buy any available purchase card from the trader as follows. Okay, so we can buy some stuff. I already have 4 items, but let's see if maybe we can find something that's a little better. All right, so we can get the Gyro Compass. Let's take a look at that. Let's see, Gyro Compass here. All right, this object allows you to add 2 to your craft when rolling the dice in the mines to determine where you come out. This bonus is not cumulative with another gyro compass or map. I don't think I will get that. We can get a mining laser. Let's see, the mining laser. This object allows you to add 2 to your strength when rolling in the crypt to determine where you come out. So the crypt, the mines and the crypt, those are things that you have to go through when you go to the inner realm here to get to the end of the game. And once you go through the portal of power and land in the plane of peril, you have to pick which way you're going to go to get to the Valley of Fire. This way is a little better for strength characters, and this way is a little better for craft characters. So that mining laser might come in handy because I might want to go down the strength path. It costs 2 gold. I could discard my my shield to hold on to that. So maybe I'll take that, but let's see what else we can buy here. We can buy a combat environment suit. Looks like some Space Marine armor here. You do not need to roll the die in the Rad Zone, and you are safe in the desert. You are safe on the Death World on a roll of a 1. I'm not going to choose that. The chain sword we already have. We can buy the jetpack. And the jetpack, when using this object, you may add 1 to the die when rolling for movement. You may decide to use the jetpack after you have rolled. So that doesn't really work with our using our cards for the house rule. So we're not going to worry about that. The power axe and the helmet. So let's see, is the power axe better than the, so add 2 to your strength when using this weapon in combat. Nope, it is exactly the same as the chainsword, and the helmet is, you may add 2 to your craft when using this in psychic combat. No character may use 2 psychic helmets at the same time. Probably because you don't have 2 heads. Should I buy that? No, you know, I'm going to buy the mining laser, I think. So let's see, the mining laser costs 2 gold. So I will discard my 2 gold back to the bank there. And I will also drop my shield at the Space Fortress, but in Timescape, when you drop an item, it just vanishes into the ether, traveling through space. All right. So that wasn't bad. The Space Fortress, it's kind of like the precipice at Blackstone Fortress. Yeah, these games are connected. I like that. All connected into the same world. It's very cool. Okay, so let's do another movement. I will discard my 4. And where do we go? We go according to blue. Oh no, we go to the Rad Zone. Radiation Zone. All right, so that's probably not a good area. I would bet money on it. All right, let's see here. The Rad Zone. Roll 1 die. You can mutate, gain 2 craft. Mutate, lose a craft. Radiation poisoning, lose 2 lives. Mutate, loses strength. Mutate, gain 2 strength. Okay, so we do have 1 point of fate. So if I need to re-roll, I will probably be using that. All right, so let's see here. 3. Radiation poisoning. Whoa, sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. I'm using a different tripod, and so I'm not used to it being where it is. All right, there. So the Rad Zone messed up the tripod there. All right, so 3. Lose 2 lives. Well, we do have our med kit, which can give us 2 lives back. So I'm going to lose 2 lives. So I'll discard those. But then at the end of that turn, I will go ahead and use my medikit to gain those 2 lives back. So not terrible, but not great either. Or should I have used my fate to try to, No, I don't want to lose. Well, should I chance it? Yes. No, I'm fine. Okay. Yes, no. Good, bad. I'm the one with the gun. Goody two shoes, ash, whatever. I remember so there's like been, with Army of Darkness, there were like 4 or 5 different versions of Army of Darkness, and they all are significantly different. And one of them, I feel, has far more creative one-liners than the other. And I can't remember which one is which, but I know in one of them, and one of the more recent ones I've purchased, they did get rid of some of my favorite lines. To tell you the truth, I'm not a huge fan of Army of Darkness. I much prefer Evil Dead 2, which I think Evil Dead 2 is amazing. That is not a wild opinion. That movie is fantastic. I feel like the combination of humor and gore and horror is really perfect in Army of Darkness. I feel like, or in Evil Dead 2, I'm sorry. I feel like Army of Darkness relies a little bit too much on the comedy, and it's really light on the gore. And I just like, it's an okay movie, but I greatly prefer Evil Dead 2 over Army of Darkness. And I don't like the TV show much at all. I watched the first season, and I feel like they just made Ash. In the movies, he was kind of a lovable jerk. He was a jackass. Where in the TV series, he comes off as just kind of like an asshole. I mean, I guess that's the progression of his character. He just keeps getting like less and less attractive as a person. But I don't know. It felt mean-spirited to me, whereas the movies did not feel mean-spirited. But all right, so that was another tangent for today. So all right, we're going to discard our last card, our 5. And let's see where we end up now. 4. We're going towards the blue again. And that is going to take us to the time loop. Return to the space you have just moved from. No, we're back to the Rad Zone. That sucks. Okay, well, we need to draw 6 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have a joker and an ace, a 2, a 4, a 5, and a 6. Okay, so that's a pretty good hand. But now we are back in the Rad Zone, so we need to roll again to find out what happens. A 4. Oh, we lose 2 life again. All right, well, this time I am going to use my point of fate, and I'm going to re-roll that. No! Again, we lose 2 life. All right, so we are already down to 2 life. Remember last game, how I said, or my last video, how I said this was going surprisingly well? Well, never say that in a game of Talisman. Okay, let's see where we end up. I will discard my 1 for this movement. All right, a 1. We're going to the red, and we are in the negative zone. Draw 1 Timescape card. All right, what do we have now? The Psychic Parasite, a craft of 6. Fight 1 psychic combat against this enemy. If you lose 1 life and 1 craft. And it has a craft of 6. Oh boy, okay. My craft is only 2, and I don't have anything else that adds to my craft. So if I play this 6 here, the most I could get is 8. And there's a really good chance that he is going to win either way. So I am just going to play. I'm going to hold on to my 6. Well, I guess I could hope he rolls a 1, because I do have this joker I can use for a 6. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to chance it. So I'm going to play this 6, which means my total in 8. And hopefully I roll a 1. No. All right, so the Psychic Parasite destroys Ash's feeble mind. I lose a life, which brings me down to 1 life. Right, I lose 1 life, yep. And I lose a craft. Ouch. Well, Timescape is not turning out so well. Let's see where we go next. I will discard this 2 for my movement. And 4, we go towards the blue line, and we go to the 4th dimension. All right, the 4th dimension here. Draw 1 Timescape card. And we find the warp belt. Instead of rolling the die for movement, you may use this object to move 1 space. In the Timescape, you must move along the red line. All right. Okay, so I'm actually going to use this to move along the red line. That's going to take me to the warp demon who is guarding the vortex. All right, so I need to see the Timescape data sheet. So here we go, the warp demon. You must fight this horrific creature. He has a strength of 12 and a craft of 12. You may choose which type of combat to fight. If you lose 1 life. If you win, gain 2 points of the attribute used in the combat, either craft or strength. All right, so we're definitely going to fight him with strength. So I have right now a strength of 5. I'm going to be adding 4, 2 for my chainsword and 2 for my man-at-arms, which brings me up to 9. I'm going to use this as a 6, which brings me up to 15. All right, 15. Man, is that all? Is that like the grand total is only 15? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15. All right, well, 12 plus 2. Yes, we did it. He only has a 14. We beat the Warp Demon. That is awesome. Good luck. And we also gain 2 points of strength. Now we don't gain that trophy because there's not a card, but beating him allows us to level up twice basically. So I now have a strength of 7. I only have 1 life though. Really need to find some healing. Things are looking pretty dire for good old Ash here. But now we need to do our movement. We'll discard this 4, and that brings us to the vortex. And so we've made it through Timescape. And now let's see where we end up here. We have to roll the D6 to figure out where we come back into the land of Talisman. 5, the plane of peril. Ooh, I don't know if we want to be in the plane of peril. So we have teleported back into the middle region here, the in-game region at the plane of peril. You must stop here before moving on in the inner region. And inside the inner region, you only move 1 space at a time. I'm pretty sure we're going to come back out though and do some more adventuring because I do need to level up. There is no way I will survive the end game with those stats unless I am just super lucky. So yeah, that was cool. That was my first time playing through the entire board of Timescape. And that can be very deadly. Especially that Rad Zone, getting that time loop Rad Zone. If you get that a couple times, oh man, yeah, you could be in for a world of hurt. So all right guys, well I think that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching this video again. So next time, Ash will go back out and do some more adventuring. I only have 1 card left. We are gonna have to remember to update that again, the Doom track. So again, I hope everybody is doing well. There's just so much up in the air right now. These times of just uncertainty really weigh on me, and I'm sure they're weighing on a lot of people, at least people who are paying attention and people who are taking this threat that we are facing as a world, people, seriously, because there's a lot of people who aren't taking it seriously. A lot of people in the governments around the world that aren't taking it seriously, and I think it's really going to come back to bite them in the ass. And if it does, I hope it bites the right people in the ass. But that usually isn't the case. Usually, I don't believe in karma because it just seems like good people get punished while the evil people go on living their shitty, great lives, But yeah, so that's it. Cheers, everybody. Let's really hope that things get better. And let's hope that not too many people suffer right now, because we really need to come together and work together, because I feel like our governments are just kind of leaving us behind. So with that, tomorrow we will continue our adventures with Ash through the land of Talisman. Take it easy, guys, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.